Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is The Things That's going to Bug These People Out is going to Help the Elect. The thing that's going to bug these people out is going to help the elect. I'd like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Racha Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. And this lesson pretty much is inspired by a video I was watching, as you can see here, by the brother Kwarai Bot out of the Houston camp. It says, who will keep their sanity during a crisis, the elect versus the world. And very good video, short, 21 minutes, 1 second. But, you know, he said a lot. And I had another lesson already lined up to do for this morning. But when I was listening to this brother's video, it just sparked my spirit to do, a couple of precepts came to mind, and then I found some other ones. And I wanted to do a little something because that's the difference between the people out in the world and the elect, is that the elect are equipped with the mental weapons that are needed for what's coming, because the world thinks carnally, but the elect think spiritually. Matter of fact, let's start off with that scripture real quick. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10. And yeah, we were at the camp last night, and I didn't realize it at first, but it was brick out there. It was like 20 something degrees, and it was real cold. Some brothers had on sneakers, and and like I said, at first I didn't realize it. Then Elder D-Mash kind of pulled my coattail to it. And then I said, damn, it is cold as shit out here. So, we ended up staying out there maybe about an hour, maybe just a little more than an hour. And then we closed the camp up. And it showed you how the spirit works. That when I told the elder to close the camp up, there was this Jake coming across the street, this demon, talking about fuck y'all, and as soon as he started cursing us out, he because he was walking, and in the middle of the street he stepped and he slipped and fell and bust his ass, and all his groceries fell all over the place. He was a fucking degenerate, and he just slipped and fell and busted his ass, and brother started laughing at him, so he stayed quiet for a hot minute. Then he got back up and started talking shit. Suck my, you motherfucker, fuck y'all, so he walked away. But that was the demons, but that was confirmation that it was time to get the hell out of there, because it was brick cold out there. Like I said, I didn't really notice it at first, but after Elder D-Man said something, I was like, damn, and then, then I said, you know what? Yeah. So as soon as I said that, all right, close the camp, that demon started walking across the street. Fuck y'all, and Elder Ayash almost lost it for a minute, but when he's ready to, curse the dude out, the dude stepped off this thing and just slipped and fell and bust his ass, and brother started cracking up. And it's funny because I think, if I'm not mistaken, all three camps were actually getting on Jake. We were all, cursing Jake out, how the Lord's about to judge them, and that was like a beginning judgment for what's coming. So what's going to make these people in the world bug out is going to help the elect. And what I mean by that is when you see the prophecies, coming to pass. So 2 Corinthians 10:3 says, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh, right? Because we understand that the fight that we're battling is not a physical battle. It's a spiritual battle. And when you understand that, it helps you to navigate a little easier. Because the world thinks as the world thinks, they thinking as far as what the carnal eye could see. They're not equipped mentally with the, spirit, the supply of the spirit that helps, the men of the Lord and, women of the Lord to navigate in this maze, this cesspool, this enigmatic cesspool. Just to get a little poetic. If you don't know what the word enigma means, go look it up. Ephesians 6:10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. There's power in his word. You know what proves it? That demon, as soon as I told the brothers to close up the camp, he's walking, talking shit. Fuck y'all, suck my big black, And as soon as he started cursing us out, stepped off that one thing and just bow, bust his ass. We just started cracking up, laughing at his stupid ass. He was quiet for like 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Then as soon as he got up and picked up that bullshit that he had, he started walking the opposite way because he was walking towards us at first. But when he got to the middle of the street, he bust his ass and he turned to the left and started walking away from us, but cursing us out still. But I noticed he was trying to walk a little easier, and not walking so reckless as he was, but he was still talking shit, so that was a sign that it was time to get the hell out of Dodge. Anyways, so we be strong in the Lord and the power of his might, put on the whole armor of the Most High. What's the armor of the Lord? This word. You got to look at it as, just go on Google, type in what is armor or what is, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I guess for lack of better words, what is armor? And then you'll see that they'll show you armor like the knights used to wear, or they might show you actual pictures of knights dressed in armor, as they call it, the knight in shining armor. And you'll see like helmets, you'll see a coat of mail, which is like a chain, like a bunch of chains hooked together to where it would stop spears and arrows and swords from coming in to just fully stab you. All right. You could say like the chainmail back then is like bulletproof vest today. All right. And then you'll see like it'll have breastplates that you put on your chest. It'll have, part to protect you from your loins down. You'll have armor on your legs. You'll have, helmet. You'll have a shield. So that's a comparison to the Lord's armor. So what is the Lord's armor? Isaiah 33:6. Revelation 19:10. The spirit of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. Revelation 13. The MOTB. Psalms 91. Different scriptures that help to battle against the wiles of the devil. And ultimately, on top of all of that is faith, which is able, because you could like when King David went to war, right? King David was given King Saul's, David, when he was David, was given King Saul's armor to wear to fight Goliath. But he said, "What? I haven't proved this." So he couldn't put that on and go fight this, this giant. So with the scriptures, if you're not proved, if you haven't proven yourself in the scriptures by practicing in them, you're not going to have the necessary tools readily available to battle Satan. So it says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. What are the wiles of the devil? The tricks. The tricks of the devil is he's not going to come out and say he's the devil, follow me. He's going to put thoughts in your mind. He's going to try to convince you about certain things. He's going to send women your way. He's going to send job opportunities your way that are going to slowly but surely try to pull you away from the truth. And before you know it, you're slacking. You're lacking, 1 day, 1 day, 2 days. Then, before you know it, you're a week and you ain't doing nothing for the Lord. 2 weeks. And before you know it, you're out the truth. But with the shield of the Lord, with the armor of the Lord, you're able to battle and fight against the wiles of the devil, those tricks that he's coming. Because you're able to, when them demons, attack, you contract. When them demons contract, you attack. You see? So it's pretty much a spiritual battle. It's a spiritual battle like you would fight physically. Well, think of it mentally in your mind, battling with Satan. says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. See, we're not battling. When you dealing with like that demon that was cursing us out, it wasn't him. It was the demons that were in him that were activated. You know, hating hit the switch. That's hate, the combination of hate and Satan. Hating hit the switch, and that demon just came to life. He just started coming towards it. But hating, which is Satan, he didn't equip him from not slipping, because he slipped and bust his ass. It says, but against principalities. Now, what are principalities? Principalities are a hierarchy of demons, all right, that are sent, and their whole purpose is they're not worried about the world. They're only worried about coming against the elect, trying to get the elect to steer off of the path. Against powers, which is more demons, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Now, when you look up the word rulers of the darkness of this world, it's talking about the upper echelon, so to speak, of Esau, the Rothschilds, their demonic ventures, their witches and warlocks and things of that nature. Because when you look up the word rulers of the darkness of this world, it goes into the Greek word cosmokrator. Cosmo is world, like you have an organization, and then krator is to rule or to do. So the cosmokrators, or the rulers of the darkness of this world, is Esau, and all of their mechanisms that they have set in place, because their whole thing is to try to convince us that what they're saying is right and what we're teaching is wrong. And that's the true definition of gaslighting. Gaslighting is when someone comes to you and they're not directly telling you that you don't believe something, but indirectly they're throwing questions at you to make you question if you really believe it or not. And that's the true definition of gaslighting. It says against spiritual wickedness in high places. So wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, which is what? This whole word, because the word of the Lord serves different purposes. You have this, your offensive, your counter, your attack, your counterattacks, your defense, and your offensive would be sword, spear, dart, arrow, and your defensive would be shield, helmet. You see? Things that deflect. So it says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, which these people are not going to be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all to stand, okay? Having done all to stand. Done all what? What the Lord said. That's why at the end, when it's all said and done, when the elect stand before Yahushua, what is he going to say? Well done, my good servants. You did that what you were supposed to do. Now, how great is that? To be able to stand before Yahushua and he tells you that you are a very good servant. It says, stand therefore having your loins, which is your mind, girt about with truth. See? So people look at you looking at the book at this. Well, this is the direction that the Lord gave us. Matter of fact, scriptures say, with the heart man believeth, or with the mouth confession is made unto righteousness. Unto salvation. With the mouth confession is made unto salvation. James 1:21. It starts with belief, learning about it, and then believing it. James 1:21. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is what? This word, which is able to save your souls. And I'm pretty sure this word engrafted should go back to the word grafted in the book of Romans, the 11th chapter. I don't know for sure. I never looked it up. Like the emphutos, inborn, implanted by nature, implanted by other instructions, right? Which is what? This knowledge, this truth, which is a seed which goes into your subconscious, into your spirit to seal the elect. That's the Thawah, and that's the seal in the book of Revelation chapter 7. Right, so it's a compound word, en, which is in, and full, which is to spring up. So when the seed goes into the seed, which is the word of the Most High, goes into the elect, it causes to spring up. It takes root, like the Apostle Paul said. Paul planted, Apollos watered, but the Most High gave the increase. Okay. So receive the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul. So going back to Ephesians 6:14, stand therefore having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel, meaning constantly doing the work. Because you got to remember, Satan is not going to just come straight out and just, and just say that they're Satan. It's going to be a gradual thing, something gradual that slowly but surely, maybe an inch at a time, is pulling you away from the truth. Little at a time, here a little, there a little, is pulling you away from the truth. And sometimes it could be so subtle that you may not even realize it. Next thing you know, you're straying away from doing the work. A day goes by, 2 days go by, 3 days go by, a week goes by. And you're so caught up in what you're doing that you're neglecting the work of the Lord. It says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, which is what? All those demonic, evil, negative thoughts that come into our minds. See why? Because these demons are trying to steer us away from the truth. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, right? And some brothers don't pray. And watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. Because what did Yahushua do for us? Of course, he sacrificed himself for us, but he left us what? An example. What did he tell Peter before he was put up on a cross? He said, Peter, Satan has desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for you, that your faith fail not. And when you are converted, strengthen your brethren. Because Yahushua knew that Peter, the Apostle Peter, was the anchor after he left. Which proves that him and the Most High are two separate spirits, because the Most High loved Peter, but Yahushua loved John. Because if it was up to Yahushua to choose, Yahushua would have chose the Apostle John to lead the pack. But it wasn't meant to be that way, because the Most High wanted the Apostle Peter because of who he is in the spirit. And to show you how order works, when Mary came and told them that Yahushua had risen, both Peter took off and John took off. And John beat Peter to the sepulcher. But guess what? The Apostle John didn't go into the sepulcher until Peter got there and went in first. Then he followed. Okay? So that shows you order. That shows you that the Lord, like the Apostle Paul said, let all things be done decently and in order. So going back to 2 Corinthians 10:3, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High. Why you always, you don't want vocab, the messenger, why you always, well, first of all, when we speak about vocab, that devil, we're defending the gospel for the sake of, the sheep that's watching that may be new to this, that have no understanding or no clue of what's going on. So we do it for their sakes. But as far as interacting with that devil, It's a waste of fucking time. It's the true definition of insanity. It's doing something over and over and over and over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. It's not going to happen. You know, and you saying, I had to bite my tongue on that one because I was about to say some nastiness. You same individuals out there that talk that shit about we're cowards, you bastards wouldn't last a season. Probably wouldn't even last 2 or 3 camps out there. But you're these brave individuals. Oh, it's easy to be brave, you know, bold keyboard warrior, you know, sipping hot cocoa, wearing some bunny slippers, you know, eating hot Cheetos, talking shit, you know, got so much goddamn food stuck in the keyboard that some keys don't even work. It's easy to be you know, got your powdered donuts, you know, Krispy Kreme, talking shit. Oh, it's easy to do that. Anybody would be a bold warrior like that. Let's see your bitch ass go out in the streets, braving the cold, braving the heat, you know, braving the elements, braving that goddamn hard ass concrete on your goddamn knees and your back. Let's see you do that. Show us how bad you are. Show us how brave you are. Fucking clowns. And the only reason why you say that and call us not clowns, call us cowards is because you just want to be entertained. You just want to see, you know, an altercation or a debate. That's the only reason why you say that. That shit don't work with us, dude. You know, we see beyond your bullshit. Anyways, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahushua, and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. So now let's get to some of these precepts. Because like I said, when the brother, you know, was going into that lesson, I had another lesson to go into, but when he started going into it, that sparked my spirit. Damn near, almost as soon as the brother started speaking, something he said, it just jarred my spirit, and a couple of precepts came to mind. And I said, you know what? Let's do this. To the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. See? So how is he going to see the evil? What is going to give him the ability to see the evil beforehand? Because it says to foresee. Well, the eye salve, the spiritual flashlight of the scriptures. Oh, you know what? Now I ain't going down that way. The Lord says so and so and such and such. Nope. And when all hell starts breaking loose, he's going to salivate for it. Why? Because he knows that these things must happen before the Lord comes. Prophecy must be and will be fulfilled before Yahushua comes. It says, but the simple-minded pass on and are punished. So why? Because they lack the vitamins and minerals of the spirit. You know, a little inside joke. They lack, you know, the spiritual insight to what's really going on. So they're not hoping, you know, as we're hoping. They're hoping that things go back to normal. They're hoping that things go back to prior to 2020 and before that to the good old days. We're not. We're hoping that it comes into the good new days when Yahushua is reigning. And that keeps us anchored in, you know, that hope, man. You know, you prisoners of hope. Hebrews 6:17, wherein the Most High, willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise the immutability of his counsel, unchangeableness, confirmed it by an oath, that by two immutable things in which it was impossible for the Most High to lie. That's why we have a more sure word of prophecy. We might have a strong consolation, who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us. See? So we have fled for refuge. Where? In these scriptures. Because we, in this body, in this lifetime, we haven't seen the Most High himself, or Yahweh Shai. We haven't really seen, we've seen individuals that, seem to be angels, but they never said they were angels. We never seen, like the Lord face to face and telling us that, look, this is the truth. This is what's going on. But by the faith and the hope that the Lord gave us, that we flee to that for refuge, while the world is fleeing to the things of the world for refuge, which are vain. And as the brother mentioned in his lesson, which is true, they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, meaning in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, because you're going to have Jake that's going to go to the government, and you have these preppers and different individuals that go into their information that they bring out as far as the NWO and these things that are going on. They said the last place you want to go to when all hell breaks loose is to a governmental facility that they have provided for you. All right, so let's look up this word refuge. And there was a word I wanted to look up in the book of Proverbs also. The word refuge, right, is a word kataf-yugo. Right there it says to flee away, flee for refuge. I'm always looking at the yugo like a yoke, because kata is away yoke away, to take the yoke away. According to, after, against, full, to flee, right? Fugitive, escape, flee away. So to flee away, flee for refuge, to flee from the yoke. That's the hope that we have. That's why, and what helps us to flee away from that hope? From that yoke, the truth. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 20. Nope, sorry, chapter 10. I had the combination backwards, Salakia. You know how it is when you get old. You got to pause every once in a while. Inside joke. Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day. What day? When all hell starts breaking loose. When Jacob's trouble comes. When sorrow starts to grip the world, and people start going insane because of the things that they're seeing happening all around them, but they have no answers for, or they have no rational mind to be able to keep them stabilized. That the remnant of Israel, which are the elect, the ones that remain, and such as are escape what? The clutches of Esau and the system of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. Who smote us? Esau. What does it mean, stay upon them? Or stay upon him, meaning to rely on them to deliver us. It says, but shall stay upon the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yes, I said it. And it's not disrespectful to say that. When we calling on the name of the Lord, we honoring and praising him, giving law to him. It says, the Holy One of Israel, what? In truth. So they're going to stay, the elect are going to stay upon Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in truth, not upon the carnal things of Esau. Woe to him that trusteth in chariots, because there are many, or something like that, something along those lines. So it says the remnant shall return, which is the word shawab. In the book of Isaiah 6 and 10, the word there is convert. Shawab, return. Another word is what? Reconcile. Think about it. Inside joke. Even the remnant or the elect of Jacob unto the mighty power. For though thy people Israel be as a sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness, right? Because you have a certain number among the elect, beginning with the 144,000. You know, when the saints come marching in, I'm going to be a part of that number. So let's go back to Proverbs chapter 22 and 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. Let's look up this word foreseeth. Think of the scriptures like glasses. You don't have your glasses, you can't see. You know, I mean, you can see, but I'm saying things are blurry. You know, you're trying to look at the fine print. If you don't have your glasses, you can't read the fine print. So look at the scriptures like that, to foresee or to have that ability to see through the darkness with these glasses. Those of you that haven't watched the movie They Live, I suggest you go watch it. It's a damn good movie. And they show you when you put on those shades, you can see the world for what it really is. But when you take it off, it gives you the effect of everything is, you know, nothing to see here. So the word is ra'ah, which means to see. Right? Inspect, have vision. Now, when you look up the word foresee, all right, let's go back. Look up the word foresee. Foresee means to realize or understand something in advance or before it happens. See? It says it is a verb that means to expect a future situation or event, right? That hasn't happened yet. Why? Because you have insight into it. Why? Because the Lord gave it to you through the word, through the scriptures. And through the men which taught you. Like, you know, Yahushua said it best. Other men have labored and you have entered into their labors. So it says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Now, another precept that came to mind was in the book of Luke 21. And we're going to jump around a little bit. Luke 21, 25. Yeah, because that brother got my spirit going in the spirit. So I was like, man, got to jump on that. You know, strike while the iron is hot. That's a saying of ours. Luke 21, 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity. When you're perplexed, that means you don't have any solution or reason within yourself to be able to explain why these things are happening. So what does that? What happens with that? It puts you in a desperate mind state, and people that are desperate, they bug out. It says the sea and the waves thereof roaring. Let's look up that word distress and perplexity, because the Spirit has me from time to time speak about, you know, the desperate mind state that Jake is going to be in these times, because they're not going to have any answers or solutions to their problems. It says soon, okay. Anguish, distress, restraint, a holding together. See, a narrowing. When something narrows, it becomes more difficult to navigate. Like you have Straits of Hormuz, Straits of Gibraltar, and different other straits where ships, you have to be like an expert navigator in ships, or expert captain in a ship in order to navigate through those waters. Because if you get too close to either side, you could risk hitting something and making the ship sink. So when something becomes more and more narrow, it becomes harder to navigate. And that's what these devils have done. They put the world into a narrow spot financially, which is economically, you know, and as far as being able to live and survive day to day. The contracting part of a way, right? When it starts to contract, when it expands, it opens up. When it contracts, it closes. Metaphorically, straits, distress, anguish, because they're funneling everyone into what's called a bottleneck. All right, you see a bottle, right? You have the fluid in the bottom of the bottle, but then when it comes to the top, it bottlenecks. It comes together, so it's harder for it to come out. When you see traffic, they say sometimes traffic bottlenecks. It might have 2 lanes closed. It might be just 1 lane. So all those 3 lanes or 4 lanes or whatever are trying to condense themselves together to go through that one, lane. And that's what these devils are doing with the world. They're condensing everything, making everything harder and harder. So it's causing panic, distress, straits, anguish. And the majority of these jakes out here, they don't have hope outside of what they can see, outside of the government. You see? So let's go back. Let's look up the word perplexity. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same word. Distress, perplexity. Nope. The perplexity is aporia. Aporia. The state of one who is in perplexity. So let's look up the word perplex. Right. The meaning of perplex is to make unable to grasp something clearly, or to think logically and decisively about something. See? So it leaves you in a state of confusion. And someone that's confused is not stable. That's why it says, in wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. So let's go back. Let's read some more. It says, men's hearts failing them for fear, right? Because they don't have any answers. They can't rationalize in their mind as to a necessary solution or answer to what's going on around them and how to fix it. Because most people just want to go back to what they're used to. And for looking at, if it's the movies are free on YouTube. If you watch the movie The Day After, there's a scene after the bombs drop where the father, he's stabilized in the house and he's trying to get his children and his wife down into the basement because they think that's going to help them. But at least he's thinking, he's moving, he's trying to get his household to safety. She just got cut off. The switch just went off. And she just kept, fixing the house, fixing the bed, and like nothing was really happening. She was trying to go on. She just became comatose. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's the true definition of cognitive dissonance, if I'm not mistaken. If you brothers can help me out. Cognitive dissonance, I believe it's called. Something's happening, but you're not accepting that is happening. You're just trying to block it out of your mind and just keep on going as if everything was normal. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers which are the governments of heaven shall be shaken. Right. That's the governments of heaven. In other words, these different governments that are established, that are living pretty much above everyone else. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the cloud with power and great glory, right? Because after Jacob's trouble, then you're going to have Yahushua coming with the angels, and then that's really going to bug them out. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. See? Your redemption draws nigh. So verse 34, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, so that that day come upon you unawares. See, cognitive dissonance is a psychological state of discomfort that occurs when a person holds conflicting beliefs, values, or attitudes, or when their actions don't align with their beliefs. Okay, so that's something different. You know, there's another term for it where someone's just trying to go, they're pretty much just cut off from reality, you know? They're cut off, and then it's like they're trying to go along and act like as if nothing's happening, even though all hell is breaking out all around them. Right. So pretty much a cognitive dissonance. I mean, from what because I read it before, pretty much a hypocrite. Normality bias. That's it. The water, brother. The water. Normality bias. That's it. Normality bias. That's when, you know, when you're not really accepting the severity of what's going on around you. You know, you're going about it like as if it's not really happening. You know, so if I think in my mind that it ain't happening, it ain't happening. You know, that's what the scriptures say. What if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? No. If you don't believe it, it's still going to happen regardless. That's why the scriptures, you know, warn us and tell us, no, don't worry about their incredulity. Don't let the incredulity of them trouble you, because all of the unfaithful, they're going to die in their unfaithfulness. So it don't matter if they believe it or not. They're still going to be judged. It's the water, brothers, for that. It says, for as a snare shall it come on them, on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. See, as a what? As a snare, which is a trap. It's going to come on all them that dwell on the face of the earth. But it's not going to happen that way to the elect. I'm going to come back to this. Like I said, I got some precepts written down. I'm just going as the Spirit is giving me the direction. You know, because like I said, I got this on the list, but I had another verse, but the Spirit's saying, go here now. 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. Why? Because the Apostle Paul already broke it down to them. You don't need me to keep, you know, speaking to you over and over again about the same thing. I don't have to keep warning you about the times that we're living in. I already explained it to you. You already know what's going on. It says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. But it's not going to come as a thief in the night upon the elect. Because the elect are going to have their, you know, spiritual mind open to what's going on. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But the elect, because of the thawa, or the exemption from judgment that's in them, and because they paid attention to the instructions that were written and doing them, are maneuvering the way the Lord wants them to maneuver, so that when the time comes, they can be protected. That's what the Lord said. The Lord is not unrighteous to forget our deeds in love. And he's going to reward us if we maintain and hold on to the end. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. Why? Because you can foresee the evil. The prudent man foreseeth the evil, and what? Hideth himself. Hides himself from what? From the calamities that are coming, by remaining in what he was taught. Let's go to Psalms 91. There's another one that's on the list. It comes later, but the Lord wants it now. You read what I tell you to read. Inside joke. Psalms 91:1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High. What is the Most High's secret place? That's this truth, this knowledge, the refuge. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So basically you look at it as an invisible force field that's around the elect. You know, I love this is like one of my favorite scriptures here that I love going to, because it just paints such a dramatic picture of the calamities and the calamities and the desperate mindset and state that this world is going to be in but the elect are going to be okay. And it reminds me of, when I look at this, it reminds me of when you go back to Egypt, when the Lord delivered our forefathers out of Egypt and Israel was leaving, they were on foot. The Egyptians were on horseback, they were on chariots, and they were gaining. They were gaining on Jake, gaining on you. Inside joke. They was moving. They were like, yeah, we gonna fuck these motherfuckers up, man. You done robbed us and shit, you motherfuckers, man. We should have never let y'all motherfuckers go. Hell's wrong with you, Pharaoh? Let them people go. Shit, got my gold bars, my silk, we gonna get them. And then all of a sudden, Yahushua backed up. He not that he had to. I'm just being a little facetious. He hit the switches, put the chariot in reverse. Then, he started hovering down and came between the camp of Israel and the camp of the Egyptians and stopped them. Then he hit the switch on them, and all the lights on the back of the chariot turned off, except for the ones in the front for our forefathers that continue on. That is like an invisible force field. That was a visible force field, but now it may be invisible. So Isaiah 59:19, so shall they fear the name, so shall they fear the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. From where? From the west. So how can we fear the name of the Lord if we don't know the name of the Lord? Think about it. And his glory from the rising of the sun, which is over in the east, because you have brothers in the east, sisters in the east. When the enemy, Esau, Jacob's trouble, these different troops shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. See, so it's going to be like an invisible force field or a physical force field that's going to stand and it's going to separate us, keep us protected, Lord, will we be the elect from the rest of them. Inside joke. And it could be just an invisible force field. It could be a chariot. It could be angels. It could be the Lord gives certain men spiritual powers. So we don't know exactly how it's going to go down, but we know that when the time comes, it will manifest in due time. I see the brother put it, 2 Ezra 2:27 and 28. Be not weary, for when the day beautiful of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. That's right. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. That's right. Thus saith the Lord. All right, let's go back. Psalms 91:1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty, protected. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler. What's a fowler? A bird catcher. Who's the fowler? Esau. What is a snare? A trap. So the Lord said he's going to deliver us from the snare of the fowler and from the noise and pestilence. What is the noise and pestilence? The destruction that's coming. He shall cover thee with his feathers, which are what? The chariots. Like Yahushua, hit the reverse on a chariot and backed up between the Egyptian army and the camp of Israel. And under his wings, the chariots, shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. All right. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror that by night, so nothing's going to be able to shake the elect, nor for the arrow or the missiles that fly by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, sickness, or the missiles, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. What noonday? Noonday is the highest part of the day, meaning the highest part of Esau's kingdom, which is what? When he establishes his NWO. When he is about to fill his belly, then the Lord shall cast the wrath of his fury upon him. Right? So now it says 1,000 shall fall at thy side, going to be many dead, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou see the reward of the wicked. Because there's two rewards coming, one for the righteous and one for the wicked. Because thou hast made Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. So the Lord made the house of refuge. Then he gave the instructions and the directions on how to get to the house, and the elect are following it and are going to be in that house when all hell breaks loose. How about that? There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. So wherever we go, the angels are always there. They shall bear thee up in their in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him, and will set him on high in the chariot, because he hath known my name. Well, Exodus 6:3, it says that, my name, Jehovah, I was not known, because they have known my name. Because the name Yahweh back then was not well known. It wasn't famous as it became when the Lord delivered our forefathers out of Egypt. That's when his name became famous, well known. Prior to that, the famous name the famous title that he went by is Al-Shaja, or demon-like power, or terrible-like power. Now, 1 Thessalonians 5:4, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. That's the main point. All right. So back in Luke 21:35, for as a snare shall it come upon all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. That's why Yahweh said, because you have kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Watch ye therefore for what? Prophecies, measure the times. And pray always. A man ought always to pray and not to faint, that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. Whew, man. Just want to look up this word escape. I probably hit I got just like maybe 2 scriptures left. I probably just go to them. Escape. Gotta get away. I need a break. Inside joke, there was a song by Houdini. That was a bad cut. Fugo, or fugar is like when you escape. Ek is out, escape, to escape out. See, to flee out, escape, flee. So ek, out, fugo, escape. To escape. See, flee, escape, flee. It's similar to the word we read earlier. I'm not sure if it's the same word. We read this in another scripture. All right, so let's go from there to Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 7, straight to the point. It says, by faith, Noah, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet. So what did he do? The Lord showed him. So Noah, who was a prudent man, foresaw the flood that was coming, and he was moved with what? Moved with fear. He prepared himself, prepared an ark to the saving of his house. This time the ark is, the chariot of Yahushai. And the preparation is a mental building going on in our minds, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. And the last precept I have, and you could also read Psalms 124. That's my favorite. I think that's one of my favorite chapters in the whole Bible. I'm sorry, 1 Thessalonians chapter 1. We're going to just straight to the point and close it out there. Because in the Psalms 124 it says that that you're going to have some of the elect that's in these detention centers, processing centers, and the Lord is going to deliver them out of that situation. Now, you will have some that will suffer the fate of death and getting their heads chopped off, because that's the way the Lord wants them to glorify him. But those will be they'll be the first to go into the chariots, along with the elders and brothers that passed in the faith. 1 Thessalonians 1:10, and to wait for his son. Matter of fact, I started at 9. 1 Thessalonians 1:9. For they themselves show of us what manner of entering we had unto you, and how ye turned, you Israelite foreigners, turned to the Most High from idols to serve the living and true power, and to wait for his Son from heaven, whom he raised from the dead, even Yahushua, which delivered us from the wrath to come. See? So that's why we remain in the stronghold, and Lord's will hold on to the end, because this is the only way. This is the way, the truth, and the light, which is Yahushua. And this is the way that the Lord gave us to walk to reach him. So pray that we all get there together. So with that, I pray that you brothers and few sisters have been edified. To the next time I say shalom. The water to you brothers for all the comments, scriptures.